So I'm seeing a lot of people that's making videos, right? And this whole topic behind, is it possible for there to be a two-state solution over in, Israel Palestine region, right? Gaza. Um and I want to go into that right now. The first thing I want to say in regards to that question, the short answer to that, basically, no, right? Now, I also got to go into the long or medium sized answer. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible and as understandable as possible, right? Now, as far as, can there be a two-state solution to Israel Palestine? Let's first go into what Israel is, right? Israel, as we know it today, is basically a state that was within a state that was drawn out. This territory was drawn out by the British. And this place was originally called Palestine, even though they're going to deny that. They're going to look foolish doing it, and I'm going to tell you why, right? But this place was originally just called British Palestine Band-Aid, and you have this section of it that was given to these people from Europe with the hats, right? That's all I'm saying. And those people ended up waging war with the Israeli Death Force, and they waged war with the people and slowly but surely took damn near all of the Palestinian territory, to where it's that what once said Palestine on the map is now about to say Israel on the map, right? Now, let's go into this whole idea of a Israel state and where it came from, right? So you have, going back to the late 1800s, you have a man named Theodore Herzl, who was the leader of the Zionist movement. Zionist movement is, well, or was, in its inception, creation, a group of people from Eastern Europe of the Ashkenazi lineage who believed that they were a group of people from 2,000 years ago, right? And they had to prove now to the world, especially the United Nations is coming about, that they are these people and that they deserve to return back to their homeland from 2,000 years ago. Now, in the text, going into the Bible or even going to the Old Testament, Torah, Tanakh, right? The Israelites, right, aka Yashral, right, were a group of people who descended from a man named Abram, name became Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob, aka Yaakov, however they want to say his name, right? His sons are the progenitors to the people we know in the Old Testament as the Israelites. Now, Abraham had a covenant with God, right? God, the angels of God, his messengers, right, helping him and his family all the way in this covenant that was made, right? It was made with Noah. It was fulfilled through Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, right, which is the last son, and let's call it the trilogy. Now, the land that was promised to them, right, going into what land was promised, is basically everywhere from what is modern day Israel, Palestine, to what is modern day Iraq. That is the land as far as the promise of where these people were supposed to, they descendants, they were going to have this land given to them. This land was promised to them, the promised land. Now, when you go into the Old Testament, you go into a story about these Israelites. The Israelites' land, meaning ancient Israel, this place wasn't even 10% of the land that was promised to their ancestors. So what the first thing people need to understand is that the promised land size, and then now going into what did ancient Israel look like. Now we get a good idea of what this promised land was supposed to be. Let's go into what that it actually was, and let's go into why in the Old Testament, what happened. So as you know, you go into the Torah, right? You got book of Exodus. You have the story about Moses freeing the Israelites out of captivity in Egypt. Go to Mount Sinai, get the revelation from the Most High, and get all laws, statutes, and commandments, which is sin and sin atonement and burnt offerings, and learn about all of that stuff from God, right? But the book after Exodus and Leviticus, which is the most important one as far as one would break down in this video, right? The book of Numbers is basically about the first couple military campaigns that the Israelites did on the indigenous people of that, Gaza, Palestine type region, and what was the outcome and what was supposed to happen. So God told Moses that, it's time for them to take this land that was promised to their ancestors, right? So you had as far as in that region originally, you had the Jebusites, the Perizzites, and the Canaanites. These are three main groups of people. So you got the Israelites. Then you have these people that are already in this land, Jebusites, Perizzites, and the Canaanites, right? So the way the military campaign was supposed to go was they were supposed to conquer the land from all three of those groups, to destroy those groups. Don't make no friends with them. Don't make no twin in them, acquaintance with them. Just take this land. This is supposed to be the beginning of them taking their promised land, right? So after defeating most of the Jebusites and the Perizzites, now going on to the Canaanites, right? And this is when we go into the book of Joshua and Judges, this period. What did the Israelites decide to do? They decided to make acquaintance with the Canaanites. So as far as the first thing that God told them to do, they already messing up. Now at that point, God is like, you playing with me. What tell y'all was gonna happen if y'all play with me? So now guess what? Now the curse is gonna come on. As far as following the Most High God, there was blessings for if they follow what God told them to do, and it was also curses. Because they already stepping on the Most High toes, he was like, so now we gonna start these curses, right? And this is why now, when you go to the Tanakh, so this part of Old Testament, we start the book of Joshua, all the way to the time of Jesus Christ, you see the Israelites going through curse after curse after curse. Because what we start to see is that measly amount of territory that they were able to conquer from the Jebusites and the Perizzites, and even some of the Canaanites, right? That measly amount of territory that they had so far, they already messing up. And when God started to curse them, this is why we watch them go into captivity twice and lose their land slowly but surely all the way to the time of Jesus. And then when you get to 70 AD, that's when the wall is destroyed, the Romans come in, and then they don't have any land at all. And they scattered across the world. Nobody knows where they're at. That's why they're called the Lost Tribes of Israel. So the reason why that they were never able to conquer all of the land as they were supposed to, from what is modern day Israel all the way to Iraq, is because right at the beginning of them doing the conquering, they already went against the Most High God and started sinning. They started worshiping deities and doing idolatry and getting into the religions of the other people surrounding them, like the Moabites, the Ammonites. So furthermore conquering, they over here playing buddy and assimilating into, to a certain extent, what these people got going on. You see all this messiness going on in the Old Testament with the Israelites struggling with trying to follow the ways that God wanted them to follow. Now, like I said, these people, right, they scattered. They supposed to be missing. Nobody knows what happened to them. You read that whole Bible, these people is playing games, not listening, right? Now, I'm not going to go too much into the Jesus thing, because that's more so going into Christianity. I want to focus mostly on the Israelites, these ancient peoples, right? So, as you know, the Zionists, like I said, these Ashkenazi people from Eastern Europe, they believe, right, that they are the people from 2,000 years ago. So, when we talk about them, and the whole idea of a promised land for them to live in now, right? And you're asking me, can there be a two-state solution? Not only can there not be a two-state solution, but what y'all got to understand is that the IDF, the Israeli Death Force, these people's original plan, their whole plan, the Zionist plan to begin with, is to conquer damn near the whole Middle East. Because the land right now, right, like I said, you going into the Old Testament, right? The land of Israel, because of the, like a succession disagreement, is split into two in ancient times. You had the northern kingdom, which was the kingdom of Israel, and the southern kingdom, which is the kingdom of Judah. Now, if you look up what that they were shaped like, as I showed, that's not shaped like this place. This place is a place that's like absorbing Palestine like an amoeba. So this place now that's called Israel isn't even shaped like the ancient Israel. Furthermore, shaped like if that these people succeed now in acquiring the promised land. Because what these people are about to do, just as you're seeing with them attacking the Lebanese, is these people are going to try to conquer and take all of the land from the promise now that the ancient Israelites failed to do. And these people today that we see that's calling themselves, these people aren't even the ancient Israelites. And people talking about a two-state solution, not understanding how bad that this is about to get. It's not possible.